I'm pleased to be with you, dear followers of the National Television of Burundi. Thank you for joining our programs, and welcome to our English news edition. Without further delaying, these are headlines. Within this news edition, we are going to take you through the presentation made by the Youth Economic Empowerment and Employment Program PAEG, which took place this Friday to showcase its major accomplishment after 4 years of its existence, with an implementation rate reaching 82%. The head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, participated in this event. In this news also, we are going to look at a meeting held by the Independent National Electoral Commission (CENI) with all electoral partners to present the current state of preparations for the upcoming legislative and the communal elections. Welcome again to our English news in details. On the presentation with me, Evariste Niyonkuru. The Youth Economic Empowerment and Employment Program PAEG had a presentation this Friday to showcase its major accomplishments after 4 years of its existence, with an implementation rate reaching 82%. The event was graced by the presence of the head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, who commended the efforts and the remarkable results achieved by the program. Claudie Gatogato was on the ground.
During the presentation of these achievements, it was noted that 3,899 projects were financed through this program. Moreover, 12,000 young people received coaching training, and 4,014 youths completed professional internships, for far surpassing the initial target of 3,000 interns. Among them, 446 succeeded in securing employment after their internships. However, the report highlights a low participation rate of women and girls compared to men. The provinces of Gitega and Kayanza stand out for their high youth participation rate, while Mwaro, Muramvya, and Bujumbura City recorded the lowest rate. Regarding the socio-economic impact of the program, the PAEG coordinator Desire Manirakiza stated that the program has already produced tangible results. He emphasized that young people themselves acknowledge the positive changes, proving that development is possible even without waiting for state-provided jobs. The President of the Republic, Evariste Ndayishimiye, congratulated the coordinator of the program for this encouraging performance, with a completion rate of 82%. On this occasion, successful young entrepreneurs were invited to share their inspiring journeys. They took the opportunity to request support from the head of state to gain better access to the resources needed to bring their entrepreneurial projects to life. In response, the President offered them valuable advice, encouraging them to preserve and believe in their potential. The event was graced by the presence of Prime Minister Gervais Ndirakobucha, who serves as the chairman of the PAEG Steering Committee, along with several ministers and senior government officials.
On April 10th, Gervais Ndirakobucha, the Burundian Prime Minister, delivered at the report in Kigobe to members of the National Assembly and the Senate. The report highlighted the achievements of various ministries during the first half of the state budget for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. He revealed that the activities scheduled across different ministries for this period were executed at a rate of 70.53%, with expenditure amount to 67.93% of the budget forecast. Details.
In front of the members of the National Assembly and the Senate during a plenary session at the Assembly presenting the report on the execution of projects in various ministries, Prime Minister Gervais Ndirakobucha pitched the report on the execution of the projects in different ministries for the first half of the fiscal year for 2024-2025. In the political field, several actions have been taken, and the Prime Minister indicated that, for example, regarding the census work, it has been completed at a rate of 73%. However, concerning the construction of the offices of the zones as a part of the new delimitation of the country, this project has only been executed at 3%. In the economic sector, notable progress has been also made, as evidenced by the 100% completion of the paving work on the main roads in the provinces of Changuzo and Kayanza as planned. The Prime Minister added that for the projects that have not yet been completed, the necessary resources are already available for their execution. Regarding the issue raised by the parliamentarians about the state of the main roads in the country, which are in poor condition and hinder the movement of people and goods, the Prime Minister assured them by stating that the government will take measures to rehabilitate them. On the question on the return of the chimpanzees from the country coming from Kenya to strengthen the national economy, Jervendi Rakobucha specified that preparations are underway to facilitate the transportation of these animals that attract tourists. As for the concerns regarding the officials of the parastatal institutions who have not yet benefited from the new salary policy, as well as the retirees who have not yet received a pension equivalent to their last salary while in work, the Prime Minister expressed his willingness to address these issues. In light of the lack of foreign currency in the country affecting certain vital products, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Gerard Daniel Davidabe, called on all Burundians to increase production to meet national needs. For the unanswered questions, parliamentarians were invited to summon the relevant ministers to provide them with detailed explanations.
As I said in top stories, this Friday, the Independent National Electoral Commission, CENI, held a meeting with all electoral partners to present the current state of preparations for the upcoming elections, as well as the activities planned within this framework. Prosperi Naugwamiye, the chairman of this commission, urged all Burundians to actively prepare for the elections while continuing to uphold peace and security before, during, and after the electoral process. Jivanda Ishimiye has the story.
This meeting, organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission (CENI) with all electoral partners, aimed to present the national directory of the polling centers and stations, announced the accreditation period for representatives and observers, and informed that the distribution of sample ballots for the electoral campaign will take place soon. Prosper Naugwamiye, president of the CENI, stated that this directory will help electoral partners to better organize themselves, notably political parties in appointing their representatives, civil society organizations, members of the diplomatic corps, as well as national and international organizations for the accreditation of observers for the 2025 elections. Also mentioned that defense and security forces will be able to plan the deployment of agents responsible for securing the polling stations. Prosper Naugwamiye also called on all Burundians to continue preserving peace and security and to pursue their daily development activities, emphasizing that after the elections, life goes on. It is worth noting that the electoral calendar indicates that the distribution of voter cards will take place from May 2nd to May 8th, 2025, and that the head of state will officially launch the electoral campaign on May 9th of this year.
The contribution of development partners and municipalities to the Riverbank administration of water sources could enhance the process of protecting water catchments. This was highlighted during a meeting organized by the Ministry of Environment, Agriculture and Livestock in collaboration with the NGO Joining for Water and its partners this Thursday in the city of Bujumbura. Jivanda Ishimiye once more.
During the meeting on the protection of water catchment sources and the compensation for affected populations, speakers emphasized that it will take 600 years to protect all water sources if the current pace continues. This comes as since 2012, more than 650 sources have been protected out of approximately 25,000 existing ones in Burundi. The country representative of the NGO Join for Water, Evariste Ntakirutimana, stated that it is essential to compensate the populations living near these sources so they can actively participate in their protection. Also stressed the need to ban certain agricultural, pastoral, or commercial activities around these sources to ensure their preservation. The slowness in the compensation process is due to a lack of sufficient resources allocated by the state for the protection of these resources. Furthermore, there is no specific support to help affected populations relocate. This meeting, organized by the Ministry of Environment, Agriculture and Livestock in collaboration with the NGO Join for Water and its partners, aimed to reflect together on how to speed up the protection process of water sources, as stated by Christiane Mubona, Director General of Environment, Water Resources and Sanitation within the ministry in charge of environment. Participants concluded after discussions that the state's partners should contribute by supporting the compensation effort for residents living near these sources. They also emphasized the importance of protecting dams, water reservoirs, wells and all other places that contain water.
Great. Traders who have received the correspondence regarding the invitation to use electronic invoicing machines are called upon to contact the Burundian Revenue Authority, OBR in French acronym, to recover this type of machine. After a period of 5 working days from Monday, April 14, they will see their stories closed. This is an appeal launched by the commissioner responsible for internal taxes at the OBR. It was during a field visit to raise awareness among the traders about the use of electronic invoicing machines. Marius Mohigwe reports.
The team of Burundi Authority Revenue, along with the Commissioner for Home Taxes, has distributed electronic machines in the Asiatic Equator in the central town for traders. They had also a mission to verify traders who have already received that machine. The commissioner has indicated that these machines are stocked at the office as indicated by Dewa Tungiman. 5 days are then given to those traders to recuperate those electronic machines, and said that they have communicated via media and correspondences to come and take those machines. Exceeding that line time, shop traders will be closed.
The fight against corruption is a struggle that concerns every citizen, as this scourge severely undermines the wealth of the nation and the economic development. This statement was made during a meeting organized by the Observatory for the Fight Against Corruption and Economic Embezzlement, OLCOM, aimed at raising public awareness about findings of the report on progress of Burundi in fulfilling its anti-corruption commitments as part of United Nations conventions. According to this report, Burundi received a score of only 17%. Marius Muhigwe once more.
The attendance has discussed on a report implementing the commitments of Burundi in the fight against corruption, according to the UN report. It was indicated that Burundi has obtained 17% in that report. The corruption has a negative impact on the economy of the country. The attendance has underlined the necessity to educate from primary schools love for the country and the fight against embezzlement, so the coming generation should be prepared responsibly. Information sources should be also protected in order to reinforce the fight against corruption. Panelist Semforie Nibagirigwa has stated that the fight is for all, insisting on the crucial role of the government in the respect of its commitments to fight against corruption. Media are also invited to contribute, including responsibles of the government, civil society, and journalists.
Great. Thank you very much for being with us. This is the end of our English News edition. Catch you later.